everyone. So, welcome back. Today, in this lesson, we are going to talk about the difference between the function attributes of a class and the function attributes of an object. So, I really want your attention for this lesson because it's a very, very important concept, and a lot of people don't understand this. So, please, you need attention here, right? Okay. So I already have a class and I made a function inside it. Now don't call it a method. I'm going to tell you what is a method. Okay. So let's do one thing first of all. Let me try doing person dot func. Can I do that? Yes. Hello from the function. Perfect. Can I do just this much? That is telling me, let me print it. What is it telling me? It's telling me that this is a function coming from the person class. It's a function. Its name is func and it's at this location. So it's telling me that. What if I do print p dot? That is telling me it's a bound method. Now see the difference. One is saying that it's a function, one is saying it's a method. So we need to understand what's the actual difference. So when I'm calling the same function using the class, it's telling me that it's a function. When I'm calling the function using the object of the class, it's saying that this is a method bound to this particular object as this particular, um, what is this called? Address. Yeah. So now understand one thing. If I try to do this, can I do this? No. Now it says person.func takes 0 positional arguments but 1 was given. What do you mean? I don't have any arguments in the func, right? And I should not be passing any arguments when I'm calling it. But why are they saying that I'm passing some arguments? It says that it takes nothing but I'm passing one, but I'm not passing anything. Because when I'm calling the function using the object, that function is the method bound to the object. And you can think of it as this. This is how I'm calling it when I'm calling it using the object of the class. When I'm doing p.func. This and this is the same thing, right? You can think of it as I'm calling the same function but I'm passing the instance, I'm passing the object inside it. But is it taking the object inside it? It's not taking anything inside it. So then it's wrong to do this. That's why it's wrong to do this. I cannot call it. I can just put a p.func and it will tell me that it's a method bound, but you cannot call it. That's not possible. I can call it if I would do something like, if I had something like this, if I had a self inside it, let's say. If I had that, then can I do this? Let me run it. Okay. So now that I have a self inside it, what is this self? Self means I'm passing the object. That means now if I say person is the class, I'm calling the func inside it and I'm passing the object of the person class while calling it. Now that's right because it's taking a person's object inside it. Self is nothing but an object of the class. Now, does it need to be self? No, it doesn't need to be a self. It can be obj, it can be o, it can be I, anything you want. That's fine. It's just a convention which people are using. They are putting self for a long time. That's why we will put self. So if I do this now, it's fine. If I do this now, that's also fine. Then can I do person.func? Can I do that now? No. Now it also says that it's missing one positional argument. So now I can no longer call it using the class. No, that's not the case. I can pass P inside it. Can I do that? Yes, because that's what they want, right? It's still the function of the person class. It is, right? And then, but it just takes the instance inside it, the object inside it. So what if I call it using the function, using the class, using person.func, but I pass the instance inside it? It will still work. And I can also do p.func. That's also fine. Oh, I wrote the same thing. Okay, yeah. So you understand it? Now let's also do one thing. If I do type of, if I just do this much, it says that it's a function. And this says a method. Now understand. If I see the same function in the perspective of the class, it's like a normal function to this class. This class person has a function called func. Normal. If I want to call it, I will also call it like person.func. And whatever it's taking, I will pass it inside it. But when I call it using the object, it's not a function to the object, it's a method. Method means it's bound to an instance of the class, it's bound to it. So that's the difference. And now, one more thing which we can do is I can say p.func dot. Can I do this? Let me just do self. p.func.self. So it says that I'm asking for the self from it, that what is being passed inside this function. What do you think? What is being passed? This is the object which is passed. So let me see. Let me check the ID of P. That means the memory location of the object P. And it says this. And when I'm doing p.func.self, that means what am I asking? I'm saying this object, when it is calling the func, what am I passing inside it as the self? I'm passing this object. And that's the same object as the P. So I'm passing P inside it when I'm calling it. So that's the evidence that when I call a method using an object of a class, the object is already being passed inside the function. Even if you can't see it, if you just do p.func and you don't pass inside that parenthesis, you don't pass anything, still something is being passed. What is that? That is the object. That's why it's taking the self here. But we don't write anything inside the parenthesis because this p is already being passed. So you need to remember that it's the same thing as this. Very important. Now, do you see the difference between the method and the function? Function is like a normal function of a class, but method is bound to an object. It's the same function, but it's bound to an object, right? So, and when I did person.func, it was function. When I did p.func, it was a method. And what else? When I did the normal function without the self, I couldn't call it using the object because it's not bound anymore, right? It's not taking the self inside it. So I cannot call it. I can only call the functions using the object of a class which takes self inside it. Otherwise, I cannot, right? So I think let's just put it this much till this lesson, and I'll see you in the next lesson. Bye.